Hi there, and welcome to Unclassified, and also the 5th episode of my SCP series, where in this episode we'll be covering SCP-005, the Skeleton Key. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to, talk to you lot and let you know what's happened in the last week of my life, because let me tell you, it hasn't been the best. So, what day is it now? It's Wednesday. Okay, so Friday, I was on my way back from work. I leave work, turn right to head towards the roundabout. I approach said roundabout, and I'm just sat there stationary, just waiting, watching all the cars go past, waiting for a side entrance to enter the roundabout like any other driver should do. And then out of nowhere, literally, I was paying attention, but I was just minding my own business in my own little world. And all of a sudden, my car couldn't just smash. Someone just drives to the back of me. And I'm like, what's just happened? And then, it's just there. I look in the back mirror, I see a couple just staring at me, like just shocked at what they've done, like they didn't just witness it. There's one that did it. So I get out of the car, do the normal things, I get the names, the information, and then after I get back, I look at the damages, I put a claim in against their insurance, I get onto the phone with the claims line, and then they do a check. They phone them to get their side of what happened. No answer. What a great turn of events. And then, in this time they're phoning me, but I can't answer the phone to them because they're on the phone to me. So the claims line say, okay, not answering. Just going to check that their insurance is valid. Put the checks in, put the car registration. Oh, what do you have here? The car's uninsured. So that's just great, What a great way to end my day. What a great start of the weekend, I've went all through work, doing all the overtime I can, just build up my little safety fund or whatever. Okay, before I carry on with this, I should mention, my audio might be different because I'm inside like a car park recording this because, you get distractions at home and can't record it without, people talking, or as before mentioned, my parrot, my co-host, annoyingly interrupting every time because he wants to get on the mic, but if he gets on the mic, you won't be able to hear the video anyway. Now, I need to wrap this up. It's getting very long now, but yeah, they're just going to the back of me, and then they have no insurance, and then I phoned my insurance back on the Monday, so, a great weekend I've had stressing over if my car's going to get fixed or not, if I'll have to put out the money for it, and it turns out, if you claim on this, your insurance is going to go sky high. Great, what a wonderful experience to witness and go through. So yeah, my car now, which I'm currently sitting in, is kind of screwed. But to be honest, it's not that bad. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And if I eventually sell in the future, then I'll go towards just, getting it repaired and then giving it off to somewhere else and then chasing the car down. And I know what you lot are thinking. You should have chased them down to the house, knocked on the door. If they didn't answer the door, like they didn't answer the phone, then just phone the police. Oh, phone the police. Well, I did do that. And you know what the police said? Oh, we'll monitor it. Yep, UK police. Great what you're doing. Honestly, you're doing a great job, and I wouldn't ask for anything better off you. Anyway, without further ado, I've been running on for almost 4 minutes now, so at least the video's going to be over 10 minutes, but either way, let's get into SCP-5, the Skeleton Key. SCP-005, the Skeleton Key. Its object class is safe for any of you that want this, even though I don't even understand it, even though I'm still doing it, but we're just going to move on from that. Special containment procedures. SCP-005 poses no immediate risk in any direct sense. Even so, its unique functions require special measures to be taken to restrict areas and manipulation of the object. Of at least one Level 4 personnel is required for the removal of the object from its containment area. In appearance, SCP-5 resembles an ornate key, displaying the characteristics of a typical mass product key used in the 1920s. The key was discovered when a civilian used it to infiltrate a high security I can't speak. After that, just long description. To infiltrate a high security facility. SCP-005 seems to have the unique ability to open any and all forms of lock, be they mechanical or digital, with relative ease. The origin of this ability has yet to be determined. Additional notes. SCP-005 may be used as a replacement for lost security passes, but only under the supervision of at least one Level 4 personnel. SCP-005 may not be used for vending machine repairs, opening lockers, or for any personnel's spare home key. Removal of the object from the compound will result in immediate termination. While SCP-005 has been shown to be effective in removing almost any form of the locking device, other experiments have shown that efforts to disguise the purpose of identity of a lock have proven at least somewhat successful in defeating SCP-005's ability. In approximately 50% of cases where a volunteer was not able to identify a locking device as such, SCP-005 was not successful in deactivating the device. Due to these results, SCP-005 has been tentatively classified as sentient, as further tests are being run to determine its cognitive abilities. Or cognitive abilities, however you say that. However, there are no results that show any traits that prevent it from being able to identify any particular locking device, only that the aforementioned device has been heavily concealed and disguised. How do I struggle on aforementionedly, but not, sentient or cognitive? How do I, speech? Let's just get straight on into the story before my 3 hours of free parking I should say, runs out. I'm just joking, I haven't been here that long. I have a life, I'm not that sad. I know my speech is kind of terrible. I'm not recording these for like 3 hours. It's been 8 minutes 11 seconds. I haven't been here for almost 3 hours. I'm just joking, I have to leave someone rescue me. Okay, without any further ado, let's get to the story. Late into the night, Ryan and his fiancée are in their living room having an ongoing argument that they have been having for the last week of their relationship. Suddenly, the grandfather clock chimes and distracts them. Ryan decides that he can't take this and leaves to go for a walk. After leaving the house and walking down the street, he is about to pass a canal, but he is frozen in place as he hears a sound coming from the alleyway leading to the canal. Curiosity takes over him and he peeks around the corner and sees a glistening light coming from the canal. He begins to get closer, and floating down the canal is a small chest. He rips a branch off one of the trees and tries to pull the chest closer to him. His plan doesn't quite go Never mind, that wasn't me struggling to speak. That's me realising that I shouldn't be writing because I don't know how to word words properly. Where did I get to? His plan didn't go quite well, as the branch snaps in half and the momentum causes him to fall into the canal. Ryan reaches and tries to grab the chest, but no matter how much strength he used, he couldn't move it. This confuses him, as if the chest was heavy, it would have sank to the bottom. Instead of moving it, he opens it, and inside of the chest is a key. The key inside resembles an ornate key, which looked like a key that was used back in the 1920s. He gets out of the canal and stares at the skeleton key, and decides to keep it on him and carries on with his walk. After walking towards the end of the block, the key starts glowing, and after pulling it out of his pocket, he begins to hear whispers right in his ears. Feeling someone is behind him, he turns around just to find out that no one is there, and he is there, all alone. The whispers, however, do not stop, and continue slowly becoming easier to hear only when he walks in a certain direction. He tests this by walking back a bit, and then forward, and he immediately notices a change in how much he can hear. He starts walking the way that the whisper becomes more clearer, and what he starts to hear sounds somewhat like someone saying, "Free me." With a sudden feeling of paranoia, he walks towards the sound and eventually comes to a cul-de-sac, and in the middle of the cul-de-sac is an old oak tree that has been there long before even the houses were built. Ryan walks up to the tree, and as he gets closer, hundreds of what looks to be keyholes start forming on the tree. He puts two and two together that the key must be relayed to this tree, and not even seconds after thinking this, the whisper says, "Let me out." The overwhelming urge to unlock one of the keyholes, he nervously puts in the key into the first hole he sees, and after unlocking it, nothing happens. Yet, after hearing nothing but the wind brush against the leaves, Ryan goes to remove the key from the lock. As he grips the key, the lock explodes. The explosion blasts Ryan down to the ground unconscious. As he gains As he gains consciousness, he raises his hand to rub his face, but instead of feeling his fingers, he feels something mushy. He opens his eyes and looks at his hand, but it's gone. His hand is gone. He screams in realization that the explosion took his hand off. He jumps up in shock, and looking up, his sight is locked onto the disaster in front of him. The tree that once stood tall is now a burning mess that is now unrecognisable. Out of nowhere, the ground began to shake, knocking about all the cars surrounding the area. Little did Ryan know what stepped out of the tree would change his life for the best, or so he seemed. Hey, that was episode 5 of my little SCP series, and I'm sorry for, waffling on a bit, but I'll put a little timestamp in the video of what to skip to if you don't want to hear my life and you just want to hear the stories that I come up with. But, yeah. I think what I'll do, I'll probably tell the car incident story in a full detail in another storytime video, because I haven't done one of them before. But anyway, before this video's going to hit 15 minutes now, and which means more editing for me, so yay. Anyway, thank you all for watching the video, and if you like the video, then like the video and subscribe if you're new, and I will see all of you in the next video.